Another week and another practically new set of Power 10 rankings. Michella Chester here with NCAA Digital, and I've got my latest top 10 after a string of upsets and a crazy weekend in college volleyball. My number 1 and 2 has been the same every single week, but not today. Texas remains the number 1 team in the country as it remains undefeated, but Wisconsin drops down after a surprise loss to Maryland. That makes way for my new number 2 team, Louisville. The Cardinals are 12-0 with 3 ranked wins on the season over Purdue, Kentucky, and Nebraska. If that doesn't prove my point enough, I've watched this team play and they look elite in all aspects of the game. They're experienced. They have been playing together for a long time. They have a great coach, and I'm so excited to see what they accomplish this season. Pitt also gets a bump up to number 3, also undefeated with ranked wins over Washington State, Baylor, BYU, and Rice. Louisville gets the edge because I think their wins are over tougher teams, but quite the impressive resume for Pitt either way. A balanced offense led by Chinaza Ende and Kayla Lund, and one that made it awfully far last season. Purdue moves up to number 4 in my Power 10 after an impressive weekend with a 5-set win over Ohio State. They are now 10-1 with 3 ranked wins and just 1 loss to that strong Louisville team. Caitlin Newton and Grace Cleveland posted 15 kills apiece in the 5-set win over the 3rd-ranked Buckeyes. Wisconsin drops to number 5 after the big loss to unranked Maryland. This was certainly an uncharacteristic and surprising defeat for the Badgers. They recorded a season-low hitting percentage of 196 and had a season-high 17 service errors. Maryland's defense played well and they won it in 5 sets. The Badgers are now 9-1 and still have 2 big ranked wins on the season. The team that has been ranked number 2 all year might have dropped down further, but I couldn't justify bringing anyone else above them here after last week. At 6 and 7, I have BYU and Kentucky. This too feels a little high, but a lot of teams have a lot of losses this year, and no one proved they deserved to move up this past weekend. The Cougars are 12-1 with 1 loss to Pitt and a ranked win over Utah. I would like for them to have more ranked wins to be my number 6 team, but we've got a tough slate to work with. The Wildcats do have 3 losses, but they also pushed Louisville to 5 sets and have a win over Stanford. Last weekend, they beat Missouri and stay in the 6-10 range for me. Minnesota comes in at number 8 after we had multiple teams drop out of my Power 10. Their 7-3 record is largely in part due to its extremely tough scheduling this season. They recently picked up 2 ranked wins over Oregon and Stanford and just swept Maryland, who beat Wisconsin this week. They are back in, and I am so excited to see the Wisconsin-Minnesota matchup coming up. Oregon enters my Power 10 at number 9, below Minnesota, since the Gophers have the head-to-head win and stronger wins. The Ducks did beat Penn State earlier in the year, but had a few close calls as of late with 5-set wins. But they move in with an 11-1 record, and with Ohio State and Washington dropping out. Baylor is the last newcomer this week at number 10 again because I value ranked wins. The Bears are 7-3 with 3 ranked wins. That matters. Ohio State, Washington, and Stanford drop out after tough weeks for them. The Huskies fell to Washington State and Utah last week to move to 3 losses this year, and with no ranked wins, I couldn't justify keeping them in. Ohio State lost to Purdue last week and then Penn State in a straight sweep. They have just 1 ranked win over Washington, who also dropped out, so the Buckeyes take a really big fall in my book. And Stanford, who has some big-time wins this season, just fell to UCLA. So I think teams like Oregon, Minnesota, and Baylor deserve to be ranked over the Cardinal. So there you have it, my latest Power 10 rankings. Get ready for what I can assume will only get crazier in college volleyball this season.